big day for FC Andorra. Not only do we compete for only the second time in our history in the quarterfinals of the Copa del Rey, but we've also got the last day of the transfer window to negotiate, and with the big clubs of Europe sniffing around some of my star players, we could be ending this day in a strong position. We could be ending it much weakened. Yes, hello there everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's episode 90. We're closing in on that century, that 100 as FM2021 approaches, but today, episode 90 of Andorra, the double challenge in which I take charge of the club, FC Andorra, and the country of Andorra, and try to lead them both along the road to glory. So, of course, just one match to update you on following the previous episode, which was that fourth round win over Villarreal. It was a 2-1 win against Athletic Bilbao, but quite a match, a real slobber knocker of a match, this one. We looked in control in the first half. Jordi Cario opened the scoring. All things cruising, going well. Then Athletic Bilbao got a goal, an equaliser against the run of play. It was one of their first real attacks of the game. But then a turning point. Ruben Perez, the right back, he's in the squad only, starting to give Jonathan a rest ahead of the cup game. He went in with a huge two-footed lunge, nearly took his opponent's leg off. He got sent off as a result, so we went in at half-time 1-1, but a man down. Then Andorran icon Jose Francisco Perez got in with a great goal to put us back ahead on 50 minutes. He had a header come off, the cannon back off the bar, and while he was still in the air from the header, got the volley in. So let's just have a look at that goal. It really was something. Header, volley, boom, boom. Great stuff from Perez. And then Emmanuel Umbar, who he signed from Athletic Bilbao, and he'd been, highlighted in the press that he was coming back to face his old club, and he stuck it to them, picking up a second yellow for shoving a player to the ground. So we played 35 minutes with 9 men. That's when Bilbao started to dominate the chances. As you can see, though, we kept hold of the ball, dominated possession, quite the game. We came out 2-1 victors. That means in terms of the league, we are now in place of these automatic European spots. We were, after that game in 6, Real San Sebastian, or Real Sociedad, I should say, have moved ahead of us in the most recent games, but of course we've got a game in hand, which if we win, we go within just 4 points of Real Madrid, so there's action happening in the league. But today it's all about the cup. Can we make the semi-finals for the first time ever? So this is the lineup we're going with. Jimenez in goal. I don't think I mentioned in the last episode, perhaps should have, that Sevilla came in with a bid for him. Several bids, actually, and eventually they did meet his release clause, which, because his contract was a couple of years old, his release clause was around 18 million. He did sign a new contract, not on the kind of money Speranza signed for, but new contract with a release clause somewhere closer to 30 million. Gomez, the transfer interest in him has gone. For now, we rejected the Real Madrid bid. He said that, he wasn't happy about it, but we talked about it. Now he's fine. So he's fairly happy. Hernandez, Jonathan, Umbar make up the defence. Mayumba comes in because Duarte is suspended for this game. Duarte, we haven't had any new offers for him. He's slightly unhappy about the fact that I turned down PSG, but not very. So that's good. Guedes as well. We've got Sanha, who today, this is deadline day, this match is taking place on deadline day, an offer came in from Inter Milan. 27.5 million, I believe it was. He said he wanted to move. I said, you've got a minimum release fee clause, they'll have to match it. He just said, okay, it's the first time that's ever happened. Normally they want to negotiate. Then I realised why. His minimum fee release clause was only 31, so it was only 3 million up from their offer, but they refused. Inter Milan said, no, we're pulling out of the deal, so we've kept him for now. Silva, there's been interest, but no formal bids. Speranza, we know the story there. Arlindo, no interest in him at the moment, but he's been in decent form recently, so he comes in up front. You'll notice we're going with our more away setup with this formation, so dropping back to balance. shorter passing, focusing on keeping the ball, slowing the pace of the game down. Let's see if it works. It's worked in the past against the likes of Barcelona, with those victories we've had over them. It's worked when we've had tough away games, and this is a tough away game. It's Valencia away. Valencia playing with a 4-2-3-1, but with two deep-lying defensive midfielders. We're the underdogs. Let's get out there and cause an upset. That's our line. For everyone else, we've got faith. We've got to get everyone pumped up for this game. It's a big game. We want to do well in the cup. We want to make our mark, win a trophy, finally. Free kick for Valencia, and very nearly at the opening goal of the game. That one cannons back off the crossbar. The header, Jonathan, getting a bit rough there. Got to watch out for these right backs these days, but he does kill the highlight. Thank you. Ruben Perez, of course, getting sent off in the previous game. But now it's FC Andorra's ball. Patient build-up from the back. Nicely done. We knock it out to Speranza. Speranza keeps hold of the ball, gets it into Arlindo, 13th goal of the season. He puts us 1-0 up. That's exactly what we came here to do. We just played it through the middle nicely, got it out to Speranza, who is one of the fastest players in the league. He gets the cross in despite the block from the defender, straight onto the head of Arlindo. He does not miss from there. We are 1-0 up and we are on our way. Valencia, of course. Valencia give me nightmares. If you remember that Final Four episode, just as I say it, they've equalised. Valencia were one of our opponents when we first came up to the La Liga, and we had 4 games to save ourselves from relegation, and we couldn't do it. Just as I start talking about that, they pull one back. Maybe I've jinxed myself. Because we're approaching the end of the first half. We're dominating this. I mean, look, Valencia had that one shot on target, which they scored from. We've had 6. 72% possession at the moment. And Embark gets his second goal of the season. Of course, I did say he was sent off against Bilbao. Of course, that's a league game, so he's suspended for the next league match, but fine to play in the cup tonight. Beautiful header. 2 goals from headers to put us 2-1 up. Perfect timing just before half-time. I don't think there's an offside there, is there? Anyway, it's when you get the third replay. There never is. 71% possession. Absolutely ridiculous. So this is what we wanted. We have to tell the team that, we've guard against complacency. That's the thing we go with. Jimenez, why are you stressed? You've got what it takes. Don't worry about it, son. Let's get out there. We don't need to do any tactical tweaks. I'm sure, though, Valencia will be making some. We've still got the offside lines on the pitch there, I notice. Right, then it's a corner for Valencia. It's cleared off the line. I think that was Speranza back there. Good job from him, but the danger hasn't cleared. Now it's out for a goal kick. We're halfway through this second half now, and we're doing all right. Valencia have had more chances than in the first half, but we're still containing them. We're still holding on to the ball. It's time, I think, though, to make a substitution. So if we have a look at, the central defenders are both playing well. Defence are all doing a good job. We've got to keep an eye on Angel Hernandez and that yellow card. I think it's just my wingers are looking nervous for some reason, so I'm going to bring on the experienced head of Jose Francisco Perez. Now, of course, Axel Speranza has an assist, but if he's feeling a bit nervous, we'll take him off. We're going to we'll leave Maicon Silva on for now. We'll do a late sub if we pull Arlindo out, and then he'll play as an inside forward, narrow things down a little bit. But for now, it's looking good. We're going to do that substitution now, so Arlindo moves out to the right. Jordi Cario, should I go with him or should I bring? I'm going to bring Iker Moreno back in. He's had a bit of time out of the squad. He stopped getting the goals so regularly, but we will bring him in and see if that's made him hungry for a goal today. And here we go, throw in. It's Sanha Mayumba or Muyamba. I don't know how to pronounce his name, even though he's been with us for so long. Get it out to Perez. Nicely played. Andorra Icon keeps it in, but can't keep possession. And now Maizien is charging forward for Valencia. Is he going to shoot? Yes, he is. The greedy little winger goes for the shot when he probably should have squared it. But we don't mind that at all. Sanha now. Chance to spray it out to Perez, but mishit that pass. Misdirected it too close to the Valencia players. Now Valencia putting the pressure on, trying to get that equaliser, trying to force extra time here. We do not want extra time, of course. We want to get this wrapped up in the 90, but no, they've scored. Gravenberch has got the equaliser. Totally undeserved, it has to be said. But, they've only really started to come to life in the last 5 minutes. Unfortunately, though, they had the winger making the run. And then the header, Jim Jimenez, bit of a question mark over his positioning and handling for that. Oh, could there be a late twist, though? Perez swings one in. It doesn't get to Arlindo, but Sanha's got it now. Back to Perez. Perez gets it out to Mayamba. Sanha. Come on, let's have someone fire off a shot. Guedes. Oh, yes. Guedes, he's scored those many times over the years from just outside the area. Fantastic strike, just when it looked like we were heading towards extra time. Maybe we still are, because there's 4 minutes left, plus stoppages. But, he knew exactly what he wanted to do there. Top bins. Fantastic strike from Guedes. Worthy of being a match winner. They've pushed forward. We can see that. We're going to go for a late substitution. I'm going to bring on Reguilson for Sanha. Reguilson has bagged a couple of goals for us this season. Now would be a great time to get another one. We'll praise the team because we're happy with their performance. We've got everyone fired up and we're into the last minute of stoppage time. And we have done it. Yes, we are through to the semi-final of the Cup. What a game. What a game. Just when it looked like Valencia had snatched it back at the death, we scored another goal to win. That was fantastic. They just persevered. They kept going. I'm really happy with that. Look at the other games. Real Madrid out in a bit of a shock. They lose to Real Betis on penalties. Atletico Madrid knockout holders Sporting Gijon also on penalties. Barcelona are through. So very strong field as we move into the semi-final stage. Guedes got the man of the match with that last goal, so we will praise him for that. Well, we've survived the transfer window without losing anybody, so that's a big plus. We didn't sign anybody either. We're keeping the same team. There was no one I was interested in. I would have only gone into the transfer market if we'd have lost somebody. But now, time for the draw for the semi-final of the Cup. Let's see who we're going to get in the next round. We're first name out of the hat. And it's Real Betis. Interesting. So Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, the two favourites, go up against each other. We get Real Betis, a team we have beaten before. So that is a good draw for us. Let's have a look. First leg to be played. Of course, it's a two-legged tie. First leg at the FC Andorra Stadium. And we're expecting a bumper crowd. Let's have a look at our past meetings to see how we fared recently. Wow, I didn't realise over the years we actually lead the head-to-head clashes. We've won 5 of the 8 games we've played. We've only lost to them twice. The second time we played them in 2025 and again in 2026. But we've won each of the last 4 meetings. Hopefully we can do it again. Well, I know we want to race through the episodes ahead of Football Manager 2021, but these cup games are coming thick and fast, so I'm thinking next episode is going to be either the second leg or both legs of that cup semi-final. Then, of course, we've got the Europa League, I keep saying Euro Cup, of course, because that's what it's called in the game, but Europa League is coming back, so there's plenty of action coming your way from FC Andorra. Who knows? Maybe this season is something going to be on for us. The Cup or the Europa League. Who knows? We're not going to get ahead of ourselves, though. We will see what lies ahead of us. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed that epic Cup victory. Hit a like if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'm Dodgy Gamer. I'll see you in the Spanish Cup semi-final.